Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, race number 6, live tonight for the Illinois Trucking Association 250 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's going to be a good one here, folks, and we are back again with these drivers trying to find their way into the top 16 in points. We'll take a look at the points here in just a moment. As fastest on the board in the practice session is Mark Emerson running a 28.728. Second quickest, Ryan Gemmell up there in that number 6 machine. Safe Fair is third fastest in the practice session so far. In just over 2.5 minutes remaining, these guys trying to get some more lap times in before qualifying. Let's take a look at the points as these drivers enter into tonight's race. Right now, your points leader, Seth Hatchell. Very similar position to what we saw for him at the beginning of last season. At the top of the standings, looking like he could be on his way to winning the regular season championship. But right on his tail is AJ Stravato, coming off of 3 straight victories. He has the most playoff points of any driver, and just 6 points out of the standings lead. Behind him, it is Ryan Gemmell, Keith Maotto, and Mark Emerson in the top 5. Emerson with the win at Las Vegas. He is currently locked in along with those top 2 due to the wins this season. Chris Samard, Eric Gallion, Safe Ferris, Tony Baird, and Dennis Faircloth, your top 10 in points. And you look closer to that cut line, things are pretty close. Just 1 point separating 16th Kevin Cornelius and 17th of Timmy Emanuele. And around there as well, it's not too many points separating even drivers all the way outside the top 20. But so far, Dallas Sullivan, Dale Glessner, Nick Starling, Eric Hutton, Alan Dice, and Kevin Cornelius would be the drivers in on points at this very moment, but still quite a few races remaining. As you look here, Cody Adkins in 21st, Jeremiah Vincent, Brett Sommers, and some other contenders outside the top 20. I would expect to start picking up some spots here throughout the second half of the regular season. There will be 5 races, including tonight, to get things settled out and make your way into that top 16. Very excited to see how things work out tonight. It's AJ Stravato, winner of the last 3 races. He's 4th fastest on the boards right now. You can see the times up there on your screen. Let's take a look at the weather for tonight's event. It's going to be an evening race, transitioning to nighttime, so the lights will come on. And a pretty long race here, 170 laps, but 80-degree track temp should be plenty of grip, and I would expect that to drop as the night goes on. We'll just have to see how that works out for these guys, as it looks like we are wrapping up practice and headed to the qualifying session. Who's going to be fastest and set themselves up to get that clean air at the start of the race. 170 laps. We're going to have 3 stages here. First stage ends at lap 50, second stage at 100, and third stage the end of the race, lap 170, as Brett Sommers rolls onto the racetrack, the Boston Web marketing machine. We'll see what kind of a lap time he can put down at the start of qualifying. Still plenty of sunlight at this point in the evening. You can see, I think we actually went back in time just a little bit. Got a bit brighter out. But we will ride on the nose cam here with Brett Sommers as he takes us around Charlotte Motor Speedway. So far, quickest with the 29.394. Nobody else has been able to put a lap time down just yet, but there goes Cody Adkins and Nick Starling. They're going to pass him up. Can Brett improve here? He's currently about 0.3 off the fast time. As he dives it into 3 and 4, full throttle around there. Keeps the car under control across the start-finish line. We'll go to a 29.101. That will be good enough for second quickest. As Seth Hatchell, your points leader, on the racetrack now in the V-Speed number 8 Camaro. Seth has been pretty solid in qualifying this season. I think he may have one pole. And this one of his best tracks. He runs a 28.997. That's going to be good for second quick. Nick Starling currently the fastest. Chris Samard now goes to second. Excited to see what Dennis Faircloth can run here on his second lap out. Coming across the start-finish line. He will improve to a 29.189. That'll be 12th quick. Not his best qualifying, but still solid nonetheless. AJ Stravato slowly working his way up to speed here. It's Jeremiah Vincent on the racetrack. He's about to conclude his first lap. Interesting mixture of schemes as Ryan Gemmell at 28.954. That is lap number 1 for him. And he's going to look to improve here on lap 2. That's 7th quick right out of the gate. Keith Mayato goes to the top of the board with the 28.817. And can Ryan pick up another 0.2 to beat his teammate? As across the line, he goes a 28.867. That'll be good for second quick, but not pole time. It looks like AJ Stravato up to speed now on lap number 1 down the back straightaway. The 48 machine has been dominant once again this season with 3 victories. Streaking across the start-finish line there, 28.977 on lap 1. And he'll look to improve. That's still 11th quick on lap 1. Turn number 2 down the back straightaway he goes. And a few drivers locking in times as well. Robert Gilmore. Brandon Vasquez goes to second quick with 28.854. Can Stravato improve enough? He goes with an 8.84. That'll be good for 4th quick. Kevin Cornelius on the racetrack now for Team Red Speed. And it looks like 33 drivers have taken a time. Just a handful yet to do so as Cornelius rolls up onto the racing surface. He's going to try and wind it up on the high line there, maybe even brush the wall. Nope, that car is clean. Safe fares, Jordan Brockle, Dallas Sullivan drivers not taking times at this point in the qualifying session. It looks like they're going to start from the rear potentially, or maybe they are just waiting a little bit longer. But Kevin Cornelius coming down the back straightaway here. We'll go to the end of his qualifying laps, and then we will jump to commercial break as he gets a little bit squirrely on entry to turn 3, chases it down the track, and now across the start-finish line, lap number 1, a 29.5, nearly into the wall right there. Currently 32nd out of 34 drivers. Down the back straightaway for the second time here, the number 17 machine. Down into turn 3. You can see the back end starting to step away from him there, but he hangs on to it, and across the start-finish line for the second time, he will improve to a 28.944. Big jump in time there. And Ooh, maybe didn't count the lap time. I think maybe off the racing surface there through the tri-oval. But he is going to start in the 32nd spot, it appears. We're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with your starting grid. V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim.
Hey, honey.
It's happening. The baby's coming.
Okay, I'm on the way.
Hey, buddy, you ready for the big game?
You're gonna be there, right, Dad?
Pal, you can count on me. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, honey, Josh's flight landed early. He'll be about 6:30. Can you make it?
Okay, I'm on my way.
We've got total gridlock out there this afternoon.
The average American spends over 40 hours a year, nearly 2 full days, stuck in traffic on our broken roads and bridges, while our lives move full speed ahead. It doesn't have to be this way.
Where is he?
Husband's on his way.
It's time for Washington to get America moving again by finally funding our country's infrastructure.
Where's Mom?
Tell Washington to fund America's infrastructure, because life won't wait.
Boston Web Marketing is New England's largest full-service web marketing company specializing in SEO, SEM, website design, social media management, reputation management, and more. Founded in 2009, we have rapidly expanded and are able to service small to large clients nationally as well as worldwide. We are a long-standing Google partner with a large team of SEO specialists, certified AdWords professionals, web designers, social media experts, and web marketing gurus. Our team provides excellent, knowledgeable, and highly effective web marketing services. Contact us today to get started. 617-676-8109. www.getfoundquick.com.
And back at the racetrack now, drivers gridding up to start tonight's event. Let's take a look at where your favorite drivers are starting in tonight's race. The Illinois Trucking Association 250. As we look at the starting grid on pole for tonight's race, Keith Mayato, the number 36 machine, rolling off with a 28.817 lap time. Fantastic time there for Keith, who was also very quick in practice. To his outside here on the front row is going to be Mark Emerson in the number 32. Those two, a little bit of an incident last night. We'll see if it spills over into the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, but I think these two can keep it composed. Brandon Vasquez rolls off third here tonight in the number 23 machine. Starting in fourth, it's Ryan Gemmell in the number 6. AJ Stravato, who's won 3 in a row, looking for 4 in a row. He'll roll off from 5th position here tonight. And Josiah Vincent in the number 4, going to be starting in 6th spot. Nick Starling, the number 99, he'll roll off from 7th position here tonight. And Jeremiah Vincent, the 9 machine, he'll start in 8th. Chris Samard, the number 37, he'll start from the 9th position here tonight. And Eric Gallion in the 33, starting in 10th. In 11th, it's Noah Michalski. 12th is going to be Eric Hutton. 13th, Lane Sulfridge. 14th, Safe Ferris. 15th, Seth Hatchell. 16th, Cody Adkins. 17th, Justin Carey. Starting 18th, TJ Brendel. Rolling off 19th, it's Dylan Teal. And rounding out the top 20 is Tony Baird, the number 98 machine. Brett Sommer is going to be starting in the 21st position here tonight. Rolling off 22nd, it's Kyle Payne. 23rd, Zach Smith. 24th, it's going to be Nick Alves in the 24. Dennis Faircloth starting in 25th position here tonight. Timmy Emanuele starting 26th. Alan Dice starting from 27th here at Charlotte tonight. Joey Mines going to be rolling off from the 28th position. Lyle Sulfridge starting 29th. Nick Gardner rolling off from 30th. Dennis Steele starting in 31st. And Jordan Shepler, last of the drivers to take a time, rolls off 32nd. Kevin Cornelius rolls off 33rd. Robert Gilmore starts in 34th, and he actually Nathaniel Ostrowski, the last of the drivers to take a time, he starts 35th, and then Dallas Sullivan and Jordan Brockle rounding out the field here, 36th and 37th respectively. That is a very large field, but it's going to be a good race. Hopefully these guys keep it clean as we are about to get underway for race 6 of the season. Who's going to take it home? Cheer on your favorite drivers as we await the green flag. And we are underway. Good start by Keith Mayato as the field rolls off for the Illinois Trucking Association 250. Down into turn 1, Ryan Gemmell going to drop down to the inside line behind the 23 of Brandon Vasquez. That leaves Mark Emerson by himself out there on the high line. And you'll notice here at the start of this race, look at that. Look at all those race cars out there battling for position. Oh, little incident there. Josiah Vincent up the racetrack. Chris Samar getting a bit squirrely down low. I think he hit the end of the tire barrier. Oh my, let's see if we can find Chris. Yeah, I think he went straight to the pits. What happened here? That is so unfortunate. Not even one lap in. He gets tapped by the 77 of Hutton, trying to hang on to it. Drifts straight into the tire barrier and gets stuck. That car pretty well beat up, I would assume. But at the front, Keith Mayato, his teammate, going to lead the second lap of the race. And trailing him, Mark Emerson, Ryan Gemmell, AJ Stravato, as they battle now. That is Jeremiah Vincent and Brandon Vasquez battling for the 5th position. And then Safe Fair is already gaining a bunch of spots here in the opening laps. He moves up to 8th, right behind Nick Starling as the 23 struggling up high. The 4 of Josiah Vincent right there behind him. He's going to try and sneak on in. And he'll get to the inside of Vasquez now as Safe Fair has jumped to the high line. They are currently traveling around the track at over 185 miles an hour and through the corners still carrying speeds of over 175. So not really a whole lot of lifting or anything going on. Maybe not even any brakes being used. These cars with the high downforce package really carrying some significant speed. And welcome Blazer Pete. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Keith Mayato out in front, leading a group of race cars. We've got a battle side by side now. Josiah Vincent moving up, and he'll go to the inside. Yellow flag flies as we have a wreck, I think, at the tail end of the field. Kyle Payne involved, it appears, the 68, the Outlaw Desert Racing Machine, with some significant damage there. Let's take a look at what happened down the back straightaway. taking a look at Kyle Payne. Not sure if it started with him, but see a little bit of a blinking issue right there. He tags the outside wall. Big hit there. And they're 3 wide. Brett Somers trying to gather that car up, and the 24 gets turned around and up across into the 7. Oh my gosh, what a hit for Nick Alves. I want to see this kind of from the start. Again, he was right behind Somers, and oh, right up there in front of all of them. What car was that? A 2 car, I believe. Try and get a better view of this. Now that is the 21, Justin Carey, making a couple of big mistakes right there. And this is a huge hit. I mean, look at that. As they collect quite a few race cars in that. Most drivers able to get around, but Justin Carey, kind of the cause of that one. As he was way up the racetrack, loses control of the race car, comes down into the 24. Then Alves up across the track into Brett Somers and Kyle Payne. And a close call for Dallas Sullivan right there too. He was trying to navigate through that. Let's go to the nose cam. Just didn't slow down. Oh my goodness, he nearly ran into the back of Dennis Steele. He actually did hit him, but Dennis Steele able to get it woed up as the top 30 going to remain on the racetrack. Keith Mayato, your race leader. So a big wreck there early on in tonight's race with the huge field of 37 drivers. We'll see if Chris Samard, he is back on the racetrack, but that car already without a hood and with significant nose damage. 5 laps down. Got a feel for Samard. Just a victim of circumstance, really, and we'll see what he can do to try and get back into lead lap contention. I don't think he's winning this race. But as we cycle under the yellow flag, I want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors involved in this series. Starting with the American Trucking Association, the primary sponsor of the league. Also tonight's sponsor, the Illinois Trucking Association. We also want to give a big shout out to Boston Web Marketing, Simulators Anonymous, Lazy Days Racing, Viking City Motorsports rather. There's so many of them I can barely even remember. We do want to thank our associate sponsors here with V-Speed, being Guayaki Yerba Mate, also Rick's Camaros. You can learn more about them. Use the command Rick's Camaro. We'll actually throw it in the chat there. Also Emmanuel Online, a new one to the channel as well. I want to thank all of those folks, all those companies for helping back us here and support what we do week to week, as it has been a very good first 5 races of the season. Looking forward to a nice race here tonight. Just 9 laps in, we have had the 1 caution, and we're about to go green flag racing again. So Keith Mayato, your race leader. He has led 8 laps out of 8 laps run. Some of these cars already looking a bit dirty from the marbles and rubber on the racetrack. But Mayato out in that clean air. We'll see how 1 heat cycle on the tires affects him and affects the rest of the drivers in the field here tonight. And I see we've got the pace truck this evening, not the Ford Mustang pace car. As the field works through turns 3 and 4, about to get going once again. Keith Maiato, Mark Emerson, row 1, and row 2, Ryan Gemmell and AJ Stravato. Couple drivers with wins, couple looking for wins as Maiato gets them going. Green flag back in the air. We're underway once again from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ryan Gemmell looks now to the inside of Mark Emerson. Good restart by the 6. Is he going to be able to clear the 32 before they get out of turn 2? Not quite sure if he's clear yet. He hasn't moved up. Now he moves up in front, and Emerson not able to cross him back over. So Gemmell will settle into line. Both of those drivers at the front of the field looking for their first victory of the season. As we see Safe Ferris working to the outside of Jeremiah Vincent, trying to find some running room up there. And not currently making enough progress as the 9 car moves past him. And here comes Nick Starling, going to peek down to the inside. But Ferris with a big run down the back straightaway. He's going to challenge for that position once again. And look at Stravato throwing a bit of a block there on the 9 machine. See how Jeremiah responds to that interesting move this early in the race. But 48 car often quite aggressive. He knows what he's doing though. Oh, and a big tap there from the 44 to the 9. Vincent hangs on to it, but Safe Ferris not making friends here early on in this one. That was a big bump to the back bumper of that 9 machine. And he is right there on the blue line. Here comes Eric Hutton, who was involved in the lap 1 incident with Chris Samard. As now he goes to the outside of Jeremiah. Not going to make that move work just yet. Meanwhile, at the front, the top 4 starting to pull away from Safe Ferris. These guys all about a car length and a half apart. Mark Emerson, winner from Las Vegas, trying to show that 1.5 mile race speed. Right now in the 3rd position, doing a good job right around where he started. But Mark has been a very strong contender here for Rookie of the Year, up in the top 5 in terms of that ranking. I might actually be leading those standings. It's either him or Keith Maiato, both of those drivers in the top 3 right now. Look at this battle for position. Safe Ferris all over the back bumper of AJ Stravato. Stravato holds him off. He gets a good run himself. Now up to the back bumper of Mark Emerson. He'll look down low, down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. 32 doesn't throw the block here. So Stravato dives in deep, drifts up just a little bit. Might not be able to make the pass this time by, but he's at least alongside and maybe going to be able to work the side draft as they cross the start-finish line. Ryan Gemmell starting to close in on Keith Maiato in front. He actually lost a little bit there on turn entry. But this battle still going on side by side for 3rd position. It is Stravato and Emerson. And Mark Emerson going to clear for position. That move by Stravato down low does not end up paying off. And everybody pretty much single file, almost contact with the wall there for Safe Ferris. See if we can find another battle on the racetrack anywhere. Nope. Single file back to, all the way back to, that is the 70 of Lyle Sulfridge and the 20 of Joey Mines. Those 2 drivers racing it up here down into turn number 3. Sulfridge in 20th position. Joey Mines down there in the 41 of Nathaniel Ostrowski, looking to try and join in on that battle, or at least find a way underneath the 70 machine. He gets closer that time through 1 and 2, but the 20 of Mines not quite clear yet. Almost had him cleared there out of turn 2, but couldn't make it work. Meanwhile, up here, Safe Ferris, he's got the nose damage from getting into the back bumper of the 9 car. And Jeremiah Vincent still in contention here, maybe driven by a little bit of frustration with the 44. go on board here with the 9. You can hear they're working the throttle a little bit now. Easing into the corner and then easing back on the gas. But Jeremiah all the way down by that blue line, gets a little bit tight in the center of the corner there. He was on the back bumper of Nick Starling, so the aero push may be playing an effect, or playing a role, rather, as Eric Hutton has reeled in this group, and then it's a couple car lengths back to Josiah Vincent, about 3-4 more car lengths back to Eric Gallion, who continues his strong start to the season, running up here in the top 10. As Mayato still holding on to the race lead, they're starting to catch up to lap traffic. That's the 7 of Brett Sommers involved in the first yellow flag of the evening. But the top 2 able to navigate that without issue. And the V-Speed Camaros continue to show the way, but Mark Emerson and AJ Stravato not too far behind those 2 teammates for LDR, trying to reel in the V-Speed Camaros. And then you've got Safe Ferris for Team Red Speed, and then Nick Starling up here in 6th. He's gained about 4 spots since, or actually just 1 position. I thought he started farther back, but up 1 spot here in 6th. One of the Championship 4 contenders last season, a couple victories on the year. Pretty solid start to the season, at least compared to last year's season start. He is in the fight right now in the top 16, whereas he barely squeaked his way in before the playoffs, but ended up advancing all the way to the Final 4, where he had a pretty solid run at Homestead, but just not able to pull it off. Another driver who was in that Final 4, Jeremiah Vincent. He's putting pressure on him now, looking to the inside. The 99 not able to shut the door as Jeremiah Vincent now to the inside. They work side by side through 1 and 2. The 99 a good run on the high side, so Starling going to hold on to the position. But these cars starting to get closer and closer in the rear view as that gap to Safe Ferris starts to get larger and larger as well. And that battle back here between Lyle Sulfridge and Joey Mines has come to an end. And now a new battle emerging. The 57 of Alan Dice looks to the inside. Not sure why Alan is so deep in the field here. Oh, I see why. He started 27th. But Alan has had a couple of good races early on in the season. I think a few strokes of bad luck as well. He's, I believe, outside the top 16 in points, but I'll have to verify that. Actually 15th, so he is just inside the cut line and looking for a strong run tonight. A long ways to go in the 57 machine for Loaded Dice Racing. As the 20 of Joey Mines way down by the apron, working past the 7 of Brett Sommers. This could be interesting. They looked like they were going to go 3 wide, but that was not the case. As now Zach Smith closes in on the back bumper of the 57. We'll see if there's any battles up here. There is one. The 9 and the 99 racing for 6th position. Starling once again able to hold him off using that high line. Go on board here with the ATA in-car camera. On the ATA Toyota Camry of Nick Starling as he works through 1 and 2. Bit of a gap up there to Safe Ferris. You hear how he lets off on turn entry. Not sure if these guys are using brakes. Really deep into the corner there. And then we've got car blinking up in the distance, up in the wall there. Not sure who that is. But in the wall again, right across in front of Save Ferris and up across the racetrack. That's the 68 of Kyle Payne. Close call right there. Actually cost Nick a bit of momentum, but that 68 car all over the racetrack. Just bounces it off the wall. Oh my gosh, that was a close call. Right in front of Save Ferris, who probably just didn't know where that car was. Oh my gosh, that's as close as it can possibly get, really. But Nick Starling loses the position to Jeremiah Vincent, now trying to fight off Eric Hutton and company, as these drivers all trying to earn some stage points here. And Keith Mayato starting to stretch the lead out now over his teammate. It is 0.7 of a second. The top two right there on your screen. Actually, top three, Mark Emerson about 1.4 back, and then AJ Stravato and Save Ferris, the top five, all right there appearing for a moment. Keith Mayato, strong here tonight at Charlotte. That car has led every single lap and looking to make up for some of the close finishes this season, where he was maybe in contention to win them late in the going and not able to pull it off. But I know we talked to him, I might have been last week actually, and he's been so close this season, and I think once he gets one, the floodgates are going to open. Keith, known very well as a dominant driver in many leagues that he has run in. His teammate here, Ryan Gemmell, trying to keep the 36, that neon number, in his sight. Right now about 3/4 of a second behind, and laps winding down here in stage number 1, 17 to go next time around. Thank you for the follow, John Boyrex. Appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Got a couple fans in chat, one cheering on Chris Samard, one cheering on the number 80 of Dennis Faircloth. And Dennis, back here in the 24th position. I'm a little bit surprised. He's had some good runs this season, namely Road America was a fantastic race for him, where he finished second to AJ Stravato. And it was really between those two cars. They were by far the fastest. And right now, Dennis, right about where he started, 24th position. And we'll see if he makes any moves or strategy calls. Look at this in front of him, though. Almost 3 wide is Zach Smith. Looked to the inside of the 57, but didn't make the move just yet. Now he's going to make the move to the inside of the 70 car, but instead backs out of it. Here comes Faircloth. He's going to make the move to the inside of the 1 machine. Potentially. Down into turn number 3 he will go. Zach looks like he's just going to let him on past. So move the 80 car up to 23rd position. We do have some battles up a bit farther in the field. Brandon Vasquez looks to the inside of TJ Brendel, but Brandon actually started 3rd. He's got pretty heavy right side damage. He gets right up to the door of the Cheetos machine. So perhaps the damage hindering the performance of that 23 car, who's had a few good qualifying runs this season, just has not had the race pace to really match up with that. As we do have a battle up here, Tony Baird to the inside of Noah Michalski, and they almost make contact right there. That was so tight for the 98 car. A new paint scheme this evening. As he will drop to the 13th position, or 14th position rather. Noah Michalski in the 13th spot. And we do have a battle up there. Nick Starling on the outside of Eric Hutton. Eric Gallion right behind them as well. So a couple of the Erics racing it up here inside the top 10. I don't see Eric Lambert out here tonight. but hope he's doing all right. Maybe racing over in the car anomaly events, but hope to see him back here soon. The 99 of Nick Starling holds on to the position for the moment in 7th spot. Really pretty much no racing going on in front of these guys. This is really the first battle for position, and coming up close to 10 to go to the end of stage number 1. It has been pretty clean here since that early incident. And looking for some position battles, but not really seeing a whole lot. Here's one between Dallas Sullivan and Nathaniel Ostrowski. Oh, and the 46 nearly slides up the track into him. Man, when we've gone to some of these camera views of side by side, there have almost been some big accidents. There's a battle going on up here. Lyle Sulfridge now to the inside of Joey Mines. He almost makes the same mistake, and Joey up the racetrack to avoid him. It's going to get... Oh, I don't know what that was from Jordan Shepler. That car looked all over the place. He tagged the wall just a little bit as he passes his teammate Zach Smith. 23rd, 24th position right there for the BTDY racing drivers. See if there's anybody back here that I don't know what happened to Seth Hatchell. Doesn't show that he pitted at any point. Maybe spun. Started 15th. He's currently scored in 29th. And I really don't know what's going on with the 8 car. Maybe pitted, but I don't see when or how he could have done that. It's not showing on our scoring at all. So he looks to the inside now of Justin Carey. I really don't know what happened to Seth. He does have some right front damage. I don't know how he got so deep in the field here. Currently 20.7 seconds back of your race leader, Keith Mayato. His teammate, who is actually now pulled out to a 2.5 second lead as he attempts to put the 68 car a lap down. Or another one, and Kyle Payne this time does not make the same mistake of running into the wall. But that car has seen better days. Currently 24th, 2 laps down. And the battle is on back here still for that 7th spot. It is Nick Starling and Eric Hutton. Look at them door to door down the back straightaway. Not too many laps remaining in this stage, and Starling keeps it wound up on the high side, but a big charge down low from Hutton. He may be able to claim the position. Here goes Starling with the momentum. Can he get back alongside? I think Hutton is clear of him. Nick's going to really have to drive it deep into the corner here to get back alongside, and not going to be able to do so. So Eric Hutton moves to 7th, Starling back to 8th, and here comes Eric Gallion now putting pressure on the 99 for position. He'll look down low, headed to turn 3, kind of a late move there. Nick gives him room. Gallion with a good run in the center. He's going to get alongside, so maybe the 99, not a whole lot of tire left on that race car. 46 laps into the event. This is for one of the final spots for points in the stage. And Eric Gallion moves up to 8th now. So Starling maybe going to try and cross him over. Here he comes to the inside. We'll see if he can make it work down low. The high line has not been working for him on this end of the racetrack, but he gets really tight right there. And I think he's just burned up the right front. Here goes Cody Adkins looking to the inside, and Kevin Cornelius not far back from these two. He's trying to sneak into the picture. But they race it up side by side. Brett Somers up there in the high line. They were 3 wide. And Nick Starling loses the 9th position. Kevin Cornelius trying to pounce and take the last points paying spot. In the end of stage 1, the 99 pinches him down just a little bit. Cornelius, though, a good run in the middle of the corner. And Nick really struggling on that end of the racetrack. He's going to throw a block here across the start-finish line. What does Kevin Cornelius do? He caught him from a distance back. Trying to get there to make the move. Just one car length separating these two drivers for the final position in the stage. Right now, Starling has it. Cornelius wants it. And he is going to put a lot of pressure on here. Lap 49. Going to be lap 50 next time by. Still a little bit of time for Kevin Cornelius, but only a handful of corners as he backs out of it through the center of the turn there. Look at the run he's getting here down the back straightaway. He'll look to the inside, headed into turn 3. The 99 can't block that run. Here goes Kevin Cornelius, going to try and take 10th spot away. And Nick Starling really battling for that position, though. Kevin Cornelius looks like he's cleared him, but not quite yet. The 99 actually now does tuck into line, and they're going to have one more opportunity to settle the score here. The 99 of Nick Starling all over the back bumper. He gets a bit tight in the center of the turn. Kevin Cornelius now 2-3 car lengths in hand, and it's probably going to be the number 17 and 10th, but winning the stage is going to be Keith Mayato for Team V Speed. The number 36 car. And across the start-finish line, Kevin Cornelius does take 10th position. And let's take a look at our stage results here for stage number 1. Keith Mayato wins the stage, leads every lap, earns a playoff point. I believe this is his second or third stage win of the season. Ryan Gemmell, his teammate, 2.5 seconds back. He'll finish second in the stage. Mark Emerson third. AJ Stravato fourth. Safe Ferris in fifth. Jeremiah Vincent in sixth. Eric Hutton seventh. Eric Gallion eighth. Cody Adkins ninth. And rounding out the top 10, Kevin Cornelius with 1 stage point there. So 50 laps down, and nice long green flag run right there. And we'll see. Maybe call up Seth Hatchell under the caution brake. I know he's got the right front damage, and we'll wait till after pit stops. Keith Mayato, your race leader, bringing him out of turn number 4. He'll bring him on to pit lane most likely, and I don't see why anyone would elect to stay out, but he will lead the field down pit lane. As I believe that is Kyle Payne staying on the racetrack. And the drivers sliding into their pit stalls. Good stop in the box for Keith Mayato, who needs a perfect run out of the pit lane to win this battle off. We'll see what he does here. 4-tire pit stop. I don't think anyone's taking 2 tires. As you see a few drivers already off and away. It's going to be Mayato, Gemmell, Emerson, and then maybe Safe Ferris over Stravato. Not quite sure. But Keith Mayato will win that battle off pit road. Going to wait for Seth Hatchell, who is getting some damage repaired on that race car. We'll see if we can get a word in with him after he leaves his pit stall. Or wait till he's off of pit lane, so no speeding penalties or anything there. All right, we'll see if we can pull him up. Seth Hatchell, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Seth, maybe not the start to the race that you were looking for. We didn't see what happened, but saw you were buried pretty deep in the field here. Can you let us in on what happened here early on in this race?
Yeah, 23 of Vasquez was losing in front of me, and then he tried to save it as I was coming by, and he clipped me, and then I went spinning down through the infield, and just been trying to make my way up since then.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what had happened. I saw the right front damage on the car. Does it still seem like you've got some speed in it, or is it hurt, past the point of being a competitive race car?
If we get a long run, I may have a shot, but anything probably less than 30 laps, I probably won't be able to go up there and get it now. I'm about a 10th off for the first, 20, 30 laps or so.
Gotcha. And with the daylight fading here and the lights coming on, is the car handling any differently than it was at the start of the race? Other than with the damage?
Yeah, without the damage anyways. It's probably a bit looser for the first couple laps. You're carrying a bit more speed in the corner and guys are cranking on the wheel a ton. But then the same deal over the course of the long run, just tightens up and you got to save your stuff.
Yes, sir. We'll see if you can make your way back up into contention. You come into the race, the points leader. We'll see if you leave the points leader. A little bit of difficulty, though, adversity, rather, to overcome here. But good luck the rest of the way, Seth.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and that's the number 8 machine, points leader, in trouble here early on in this race, and something to keep an eye on. But he has already gained, about 5-10 spots since the incident, it appears, and a little bit of right front damage, as he mentioned. But he did take an extended stop there, and we did see AJ Stravato with a penalty to the back of the field. So 3-time winner 3 times in a row. Goes from 4th all the way back to 33rd position. And that is going to be very, very tough for him to overcome. He's going to have to do some serious strategy and just absolutely drive the wheels off that race car. But a lot of cars to get past in order to be in the fight once again. And welcome, Senor Musafer. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Race number 6 of the season, the Illinois Trucking Association 250 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are into stage number 2. Keith Mayato, winner of stage number 1. Currently your race leader. He has led every lap of the event so far, and no one has been able to touch him at all. But some early difficulties for a couple drivers. Seth Hatchell, your points leader, back in outside the top 20, and now AJ Stravato outside the top 30 with the speeding penalty. He was fighting against Safe Ferris to get off the pit lane, and obviously just a mile or 2 per hour over the speed limit. Gonna have to overcome that. Still plenty of ways to go, but green flag back in the air. We are underway once again. Stage 2 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And look at the big block there from Ryan Gemmell to hold on to 2nd position. Aggressive move to kick things off here as Emerson looks low, nowhere to work just yet. Now Gemmell looks to the outside of your race leader, but he's not going to have the run. Here comes Emerson, going to take that spot back. He's a little bit squirrely down low. He'll take 2nd position away from Gemmell. Can the 6 cross him back over? Tries to look low, 32, kind of blocking that lane. Nowhere to work for those drivers as Jeremiah Vincent starts to put some pressure on Safe Ferris. That 44 car looking pretty stout here early on in this race, up 10 positions, and kind of stabilized around the top 5 at the end of stage number 1, but now putting pressure on satellite team driver or affiliate team driver in Ryan Gemmell. Goes to 3rd and 4th position, and both looking for their first victory of the year, as we have some smoke on the track. Not sure if that was TJ Brendel, and it looks like it was. What happened to TJ here? Oh, something with Kevin Cornelius. I don't know what happened right here. Nick Starling deep in the pack. Or this was not that deep in the pack, rather. This was just outside the top 10. 17 goes around, up into the wall. The 81 gets in the back of him. That's Cody Adkins. And then the 80 checks up. Man, TJ Brendel hard into the outside wall. Who did he get tagged by right here? Just tried to stay off and then loses control, and big hit Kevin Cornelius in the back bumper of the 22 as they check up behind him, and all these drivers just trying to avoid that chaos. And that's going to put an end to the 22's night, though. Look at this battle for the race lead. Keith Mayato under pressure. Mark Emerson right on his tail. These two getting together last night in the Virtual Racing League at Dover. We'll see if they've forgotten it. I doubt they have, being so fresh just one day ago. These two have stepped out in front now by about 3/4 of a second over Ryan Gemmell, who fights for the third spot with Safe Ferris and Jeremiah Vincent right here in this little group of cars. And then it's another 2 seconds back to Eric Hutton, Eric Gallion, and Josiah Vincent, along with about 2 or 3 more other cars, Tony Baird, Nick Starling, all in that group. And then 3.7 back to Timmy Emanuele. Pretty solid run for him here, though, up 15 spots into the 11th position. Can't ask for too much more than that here, just 62 laps in, up 15 positions. And let's keep an eye back here on the 8 of Seth Hatchell, who's racing it up with Nathaniel Ostrowski. And AJ Stravato has already moved past him. He's up to 20th position, so obviously that damage definitely hindering Seth. Who said he got into it with the 23 of Vasquez, now putting pressure on Nathaniel in that 41 car, but instead he'll actually back off on turn entry. And now Dennis Steele up to 23rd. He's got a little bit of rear end damage on that race car, but not too bad. We mentioned Alan Dice a bit earlier. He is actually up to 16th, so he's made some ground since we last took an eye to the 57. Now the 70 of Sulfridge in front of him checks up a little bit. Lets Joey Mines on by. Here comes Dice to the inside. This will be for the 15th position. As he works down low out of turn number 4, there's Stravato right behind him. He's trying to get moving here. Almost back into the top 15 already, right in the 17th spot. Now going to look to the inside of Lyle Sulfridge. The 70 car is just going to let him go. Here goes Dylan Teal as well. Going to move on past, and the 70 just dropping in that high lane. All the way back to 20th position. He lets all of those race cars right on by. And Seth Hatchell next in line to try and attack him. Here comes this 36 and the 32 past the lap machine of Kyle Payne, who now goes 3 laps down, I believe. Kevin Cornelius has taken it behind the wall. So Kyle Payne actually moves into the lucky dog position. He is actually 2 laps down. As the 44 and the 9 work on past him. And everybody pretty much single filed out trying to find some movers, and that is the 48 of Stravato, who all over the back bumper of Cody Adkins, and also behind all of this, more checking up. 3 wide going into the corner here. This could be pretty dicey as the 70 really shoots it down low. And the 78 of Dylan Teal trying to carry the momentum up high. He stays off the outside wall. Here comes Seth Hatchell, going to try and move into the top 20. Down to the inside of Ostrowski, who's not going to give him too much room. That 8 car with some speed here. He's going to make the pass out of turn number 2, move him back to the top 20. It's still a long ways to go for Hatchell, who is banking on some long green flag runs, and we've had a couple of close calls early on in stage 2. As lap 69 goes on the scoring pylon, it is Keith Mayato showing the way, the 32 of Emerson, just 3/10 back. And we are going to go side by side for a quick commercial break. And we'll be right back. V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
Jim, these two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
We take a look at Seth Hatchell working his way forward up to 18th right now, putting pressure on the 20 of Joey Mines, but you can see that straightaway speed a little bit down for the 8 machine. As up at the front, it is still Keith Maiato and Mark Emerson, but Emerson fading just a little bit back about 3/4 of a second, which is where we saw Ryan Gemmell essentially land during the previous run, and Gemmell about 3/4 of a second back from Emerson. And then the first real battle on track, Safe Ferris and Jeremiah Vincent, 4th and 5th position. So Safe doing a good job here, up about 10 positions from where he started. And then Jeremiah Vincent up a handful from where he started, and he has been up in the top 5 for a good portion of this event. And about 25 to go to the end of the stage for these drivers who have pulled quite a distance away from Josiah Vincent in the number 4 car. Eric Hutton right there with him as well, and then another 1.5 seconds back to Nick Starling stationed in the 8th position. Nick has had a pretty solid run, didn't score any stage points though in stage 1, as Kevin Cornelius was able to make the pass on him in the last couple of laps, but Kevin now behind the wall and out of this race. And we currently have, it looks like 31 on the lead lap. Robert Gilmore, I believe, last driver on the lead lap, and he is struggling with the 40 machine. About 28 seconds or so behind, and you can see he is just really struggling to find the grip in that race car. The Sim Anonymous machine up the track a little bit, a little loose right there, and down the track he goes, trying to hang on to it. Not really a condition we've seen from many other drivers tonight, as Keith Maiato starting to close in. He's pulled a margin of 1.1 seconds over Mark Emerson, and he'll have to navigate around that 40 machine. As here he approaches the back bumper, we'll see what the 40 does. Maiato down to the inside, he'll put Gilmore 1 lap down. And Mark Emerson not far behind. He's going to have to make a clean pass here as well. Battle right here between Hatchell and Adkins as they are approaching the 7 machine of Sommers, and that could have been 3 wide, but they make it on by, and now a little bit behind there, Lyle Sulfridge. He was side by side with Joey Mines. These two have been battling it out almost the entire race. Right now, 18th, 19th positions. More smoke on the racetrack. Not sure if we lost another driver. But you got to give a big props to the 8 machine of Hatchell up to 15th spot with the damage, and also AJ Stravato almost into the top 10 after going out to about 33rd position. That 48 car looking strong tonight. Back a few positions from where he started, but doing a good job of catching back up as we go to the ATA in-car camera. Really quite a ways up to Tony Baird in 10th position for Stravato. But he is running about 3 or 4 tenths of a second faster a lap than the 98. So he'll get there in probably about 10 laps, and he'll potentially earn a stage point. Might even be able to get up to Eric Gallion and Nick Starling before it's all said and done. So again, that is AJ Stravato, 3-time winner this season. Was mired in the pack, but working his way forward. And Hatchell in the same situation, points leader with some early adversity. He's on the back bumper of Dallas. Sullivan actually gets right to the bumper as they dive into turn number 1. They're kind of stacked up behind Nick Gardner in that 16 machine. Now Alan Dice battling it up with Cody Adkins. Adkins with the nose damage from the earlier incident in stage 2, where he got checked up behind Kevin Cornelius. Couldn't slow the car up in time, and 17 ended up right in the grill of the 81 Taco Bell Camaro. Dylan Teal slow and off the pace now. What happened to the 78 car? This looks like a recent thing potentially. Oh, I don't know about that one. That looks like a wheel issue. Oh, he is turning hard. And that car just goes straight to the inside wall. And he's going to pull it. Oh, he misses his pit stall. And backs it up on pit lane. That can be very dangerous. You can get black flag or DQ'd potentially if you don't do that. Or if you do that too far. So little issue there for the 78, who may have potentially even blown a tire. That kind of had the look of that. But he's going to go multiple laps down as Mayato leading the field now. 1.8 seconds dominant performance. He has led every lap of the first 85 here tonight. And looking like he could be the favorite to win this race. Somebody's going to have to say otherwise. And what has been a very clean race to this point. 2 cautions, the one for the stage and 1 wreck early on in the race. And it has been green other than that. And that is really paying dividends for the race leader, who has been Keith Mayato the whole time. No issues on pit lane for him, as really most drivers spread out. The closest battle on track right here, as Seth Hatchell actually moves to 13th. He moves past Dallas Sullivan and Nick Gardner, who continue to fight it out. Joey Mines back here with Brandon Vasquez. These two fighting for a top 20 spot. Mines in 20th. Vasquez back to 21st. He's got some damage. And now Lyle Sulfridge fighting with Zach Smith. And Zach actually moving forward now to the 18th position. He started back in 23rd. And I think he was even farther back than that at one point in this race. But closing in on the end of stage number 2, he's starting to get closer towards the front. Dennis Faircloth, we mentioned him earlier on in that Rookie of the Year battle. In the top 5 in those standings. He has not had his best night of the season. Right now, though, making the pass on Nathaniel Ostrowski and running a clean race in the number 80 car. In the 23rd position, up a couple spots from where he started. Ooh, and an issue possibly for Hatchell. Not sure. He's going to actually bring it down pit lane. And drivers may have to make a pit stop here before the end of the stage. Hatchell elects to bring it down first of anyone. And we'll see if anyone answers or responds to that as my auto continues to show the way, almost 2 seconds in front of Mark Emerson and Ryan Gemmell now closing in on the second place driver. Kyle Payne right up against that outside wall. He'll let those guys by. And then it's a pretty good distance back to Safe Ferris. That's 2.5 more seconds. And I don't see anyone making a stop just yet, but Hatchell just rolling off of pit lane. Now he goes 1 lap down. Got to be sure to not go over that blue line too quickly. And looking for other drivers to bring it down. Nobody making a stop just yet. Not sure why Seth pitted so soon, if they even need to make the stop. But maybe he was feeling something with the tire wear, or maybe the engine was overheating and he had to bring it down. But right now, Keith Mayato looking like he is on his way to another stage victory in dominating fashion. And just again at the back half of the top 10, it is Josiah Vincent, Nick Starling, Eric Gallion, Tony Baird a little farther back, starting to get chased down by AJ Stravato. The 98 right there. The next car behind him, that is Stravato. That's for the final points paying position. So this could be, again, a battle for the 10th spot. And just trying to see if anyone else starts making the move towards pit lane. Doesn't appear to be that way, though. Everyone's still on the racetrack. No one making that stop, but this is the battle to watch for that final stage point. It is Tony Baird right here in front of Stravato. Not necessarily the most exciting race in terms of side-by-side racing, but so good to see this green flag racing after what turned out to be a little bit of a wreck fest last week at Bristol, but that's kind of how those races tend to go. No matter what league or what drivers you've got on the track, there's always contact at the short tracks. And now, look at this. They work their way past Brett Sommers. Going to be 5 to go, and Tony Baird trying to hold on as Stravato now closes in to 2 car lengths. 5 laps to the end of the stage. And again, nobody making the move to pit lane. Seth Hatchell, the only driver to do so. And we'll see if he can work back onto the lead lap right now, passing the 23 of Vasquez, who's about 19 seconds behind. I wonder if Seth actually had a flat tire or something. But he's back to 30th and 1 lap down, not in the lucky dog spot. That car to beat is Noah Michalski, who is currently about 13 seconds up in front of Hatchell. And then Lane Sulfridge right on the tail end of the lead lap. He is in danger of losing a lap, so Hatchell has to hope that doesn't occur, as he may be able to get up there to Michalski. It's gonna be difficult, but right here, again, 10th position under fire. It is Tony Baird. Look at Stravato. 1 car length the difference. He looks low. He looks high now. Maybe going to make the move. He does cut down low. Look at that move down to the inside as he dives it into turn 1. Baird's going to pinch him down, and the 48 can't complete the pass just yet. But look at this run down the back straightaway. The 98 up high, the 48 down low. Baird able to clear him, but they're approaching the lap machine, and Stravato's going to dive it in. He'll give him the bumper down into turn number 3, and 1 lap to go to the end of this stage. This is the final stage point, and Tony Baird has it. Stravato wants it. He knows Hatchell having issues. He wants to get as many points as he can tonight. He made his own luck early on in this one, trying to remedy that to some extent, as Keith Mayato is going to win the stage. But back here, it is side by side for that final stage point. Baird a little slow on exit. Here comes the 48. Can he get back alongside? Coming to the start finish line, Tony Baird's going to get 10th at the end of this stage. Actually, 1 more to go. I was thinking that was the last one. It's completion of lap 100. As my auto well ahead, he will win stage number 1. But look at this battle here. Stravato pulls ahead, and Tony Baird tries to cross him over. He can't get back to him. So what a drive by Stravato from 33rd up to 10th. And here's Seth Hatchell, who has not moved up to the lucky dog position. He had about 7 or 8 more seconds to go, and caution is going to fly as the stage ends, and it is Keith Mayato, second straight stage win. Mark Emerson finishes second in the stage. Ryan Gemmell third. Safe Fair is fourth. Eric Hutton fifth. Jeremiah Vincent sixth. Nick Starling seventh. Eric Galliant eighth. Josiah Vincent in ninth. And AJ Stravato back in the top 10. He gets 1 stage point there. So an exciting end to the stage for the 10th position for the second stage in a row. And you got to wonder, why did the 8 machine bring it down? Seth Hatchell not having a great night, and that just made it a little bit worse and more difficult, I think. Although this could be by design to somehow make it to the end on fuel. As he will get his lap back most likely if he elects to take a wave around. And just 11 laps on the tire is not going to be too much of a disadvantage. As my auto brings him down the pit lane. We'll wait until they make it off, and then we'll go to a quick commercial break. It'd be back green flag racing after that. But Samard stays on the track. Hatchell stays on the track. And it looks like lucky dog going to be Noah Michalski in the 28th position. Seth Hatchell goes to 29th. So rough night for the 8 car. Your points leader has not been able to earn any stage points. As Mayato, good run off the pit lane. And it's Emerson, Gemmell, Ferris, Hutton, Vincent, Starling, Vincent, and then close between Stravato. He's got to be careful. Can't make the same mistake. And I think he has Stravato speeding again. This will surely cost him the race. This time, much less distance to go. And what a mistake by the winner of 3 straight races. It's going to put him at the tail end of the longest line. What a bummer there for the 48 and fans of Stravato, as we are going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Reach deep into yerba mate culture, and you'll discover people have long gathered to imbibe mate to awaken the mind, perform extraordinary feats, and exchange confidences. Brewed from the naturally caffeinated and nourishing leaves of the species of holly native to the South American Atlantic rainforest, yerba mate has the strength of coffee, the health benefits of tea, and the euphoria of chocolate, all in one beverage. Of the 6 commonly used stimulants in the world, coffee, tea, cola, cocoa, and guaraná, yerba mate triumphs as the most balanced and healthful while it stimulates. Come to life with Guayaquil's wide assortment of yerba mate offerings, from cans to bottles to loose leaf yerba mate, all with powers to unite and energize.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying, to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every 3rd Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server and with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim. As the field works down the back straightaway under the yellow flag, we are about to get going for stage number 3. Some developments there. During the pit sequence, AJ Stravato once again receiving a penalty. He goes back to what is showing as the 24th position. Seth Hatchell staying out. He does take a wave around. Currently 27th with 15 lap-old tires. Looks like Jeremiah Vincent also decided to come back down pit lane, along with a handful of others to top off on fuel. So may not have been the worst mistake ever by Stravato if he did bring it back down. But green flag back in the air. Oh, very close there for Emerson, who looked like he almost was going to slide down into the 36 machine. And now Ryan Gemmell looks to take advantage. He'll go to the inside, and the 32 is pinching him down. That was very close into turn 1. Gemmell moves back to second spot. Here comes Safe Ferris, the number 44 car, as he's going to try and work the side draft. Emerson pinching him all the way down the racetrack, and Ferris is there. But the 32, a big run. He's going to get really squirrely there in the middle of the corner. Can he hang on to it? He does. What a piece of driving. But he's going to lose a couple of spots. Here goes Nick Starling, and yellow flag going to fly. 41 of Ostrowski involved in this one. That car is destroyed. Let's take a look at what happened here. And it started much farther up. I think Jordan Brockle, he got pushed up the track, loses control into the 80, into the 41, the 81, the 48 involved, the 21 involved, a handful of others. 68 of Kyle Payne goes spinning. You saw the 22 of TJ Brendel. Not sure if he made contact. I think he may have. Just really flying in here well after the accident. He was able to avoid it all, but Ostrowski taking some big hits right here, as he was right behind the 84, who comes up into him, very similar to what we saw earlier on. He avoids most of it, and then he gets punted by Justin Carey, and big hits there. 81 of Adkins. That car's really beat up. He takes some big hits. Will look to be a pretty promising night for Cody. And then it looks like maybe the 9 of Jeremiah Vincent got a little tap there at the tail end of this as well. Seth Hatchell behind it. He's able to avoid it all. Jeremiah Vincent, though, he did make contact. And let's see how the 48 of Stravato got through this, if he did. Go to the nose cam. So he takes a few hits there. And then he even takes one at the very end, up and over the road course berms, and so he's going to have a bit of damage. We'll see what he does here in terms of strategy. The top 13 stay on the track. Everybody else brings it down the pit lane. So quick yellow flag flying here at the start of stage number 3. Close calls for a lot of drivers and a lot of big hits for some others. You know what? I think we're going to pull up Mr. Tony Baird into the booth here for a quick chat, see how he is doing tonight with stage 3 now on the docket. Let's see if we can find him here. Tony Baird. Might be the only driver not in here.
Well, we'll see if we can get somebody else. We'll talk with Timmy. I know he's in here somewhere. There he is. Timmy Emanuele, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Timmy, you're up to 10th position. You started back kind of deep in the field in 26th here tonight. You've survived all these kind of big wrecks, and you look like you got some speed in the number 39 Viking City Motorsports Camaro. How's it feeling for you?
I wouldn't necessarily call it speed. I'd just call it luck and driving a smart race. That's kind of been my strategy for the whole season. Just try to stay out of trouble because you know how crazy these races get.
Yeah, this one has been pretty clean and green for the majority, but things starting to heat up, it appears, with that, that big wreck there. Some really tight racing and blocking. We got about 60 laps to go. Probably going to be tight on fuel and tire wear for you guys. What's your strategy here to the end?
Well, can't really reveal that, but we got a trick up our sleeve. We're going to try if it comes down to it. So I guess we're just going to see how this one pans out and go from there and see if we have to play our cards or if we can keep them for another time.
All right, 10-4, I hear you on that. Well, we'll see if it goes green or not, but good luck the rest of the way, and maybe we'll talk to you at the end.
All right, sounds good. I hope to hear from you at the end of the race.
All right, yes, sir. That is the 39 of Timmy Emanuele. He said he might have a trick up his sleeves to get up there and fight for the win. We'll see what he does here. With 60 to go, hopefully I didn't just get him with the commentator's curse, but how about Keith Maiato? He has led every single lap, starting from the pole. No one has been able to touch that 36 car. So impressive here tonight, and what a way it would be to earn your first victory, to go out there and lead every single lap, which is not something that we've really seen much here on V-Speed. I think maybe once before we saw that, but I think it was more of a modified race a couple years back. And this is very impressive for Maiato to be able to do this here at Charlotte. I know it's a little bit different with the aero package and the tire model that they've got going on right now, but still impressive nonetheless to be able to do this and lead so many laps. Regardless of the outcome, he's won both stages and earned quite a few points here tonight. And apologize for any background noise that might be getting picked up. Something seems to be wrong with my furnace fan. It's very loud, and it's not too far from where the microphone and recording area is for this. But hopefully it goes away here soon enough. As Keith Maiato, Ryan Gemmell, the front row for stage 3 restart. Green flag back in the air, good restart for the V-Speed Camaro of Keith Maiato. His teammate set to fight with their satellite team member Safe Fares, the 44 for Team Red Speed, up here in the mix, trying to get his first victory of the season. He won both stages at Bristol last week. Did not end up winning that race. Look at this big push, though, from the 32 down into turn 3. Gemmell with the push from Hutton, though. That's going to be the move to get second spot. The 77 of Hutton trying to take third away as the 44 of Fares stuck down there in that low line. Not able to get the momentum up, and yellow flag flies once again. It looks like maybe some of the same cars this time. Looks like Joey Mines involved. Nathaniel Ostrowski already on pit lane. That was what I was seeing. But Joey Mines, that car absolutely destroyed. Probably ending his night early. Man, this was a hit for sure. 3 wide down in the corner. It was Stravato, Michalski, and then Joey Mines up high just loses control in that third groove and into the wall. Hit by the 70. I don't know if anyone else got into him. Oh, the 9 of Jeremiah Vincent. Kind of similar to what we saw in the previous wreck. He just barely slides in with the right rear. But that is going to end the night of that 20 machine. Let's take another look at the hit. Which, if this was real life, would have been a much more serious accident. as that car just loses the handling, and oh man, the 70 of Lyle Sulford straight into him. And let's take a look from Nick Gardner's view. He just barely avoided this as he was getting loose, and then oh my gosh, onto the road course section, up into the air, able to survive, but more damage being added to the 9 machine. That back end has seen better days as he returns to the pit lane. Once again, the top 13 staying on the racetrack, and Keith Mayato continues to show the way. I wonder if he was to pit, if anyone else would come with him. But things have definitely picked up here in the third stage. A lot of really aggressive driving all of a sudden, but still over 55 laps to go. And we're going to go to another quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the green flag.
I'm Jonathan Proper, CEO of Drops.com, and I'm here to give you the naked truth about laundry. Size does not matter when it comes to laundry. Let's start with jugs. It's big, all right, messy too, and expensive. You know why? Lots of plastic, lots of water, shipped all over the country, from factory to warehouse to retailer. That's what you're paying for. It's a dinosaur, and we all know dinosaurs are extinct. Meet our imitators. This is your average detergent pod. It has 20 plus chemicals with names nobody can pronounce. Nice colors. I hope they don't stain. I know color doesn't clean. Would you take a bath in either of these? No way. That's why we developed Drops. Drops is dye-free, MPE-free, phosphate-free, animal cruelty-free. So free, it's freaking awesome. We make Drops with only 6 safe ingredients, certified by the EPA. Drops is tough on dirt, but gentle enough for baby's skin. It's so gentle, I'm taking a bath in it. Doing laundry with Drops is hard to up. 1 drop equals 1 load. Now, can we talk about my package? 100% recyclable. Manufacturing Drops ourselves and distributing directly helps us cut out the middleman and reduce transportation costs. With delivery plans as low as $4 a month, the average family can save $100 a year. Hello? What are you saying? The cleanest clothes at the lowest price? You're damn right it's a great deal. Thanks for calling. Shipping is always free. You choose the product and plan that's right for you, and we'll drop Drops at your door. The naked truth is that Drops makes laundry better and life easier. Every Drops counts, saving money, plastic, water, and time. So go to Drops.com. The first one's on us.
Back to the racetrack now. Green flag in the air. It is Keith Mayato leading them to the start-finish line once again. And back underway for the Illinois Trucking Association 250 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the below the Double Yellow Cup Series. And As the field works through turns 1 and 2, up to speed they go down the back straightaway. Mayato throws the block now. Eric Hutton to second spot. Not a name that we've seen up here fighting for the race lead, but here he goes down to the inside of Mayato. This is the first challenge for the race lead all night long, and Mayato still keeps the nose out in front, but this could be the first lead change of the night as he puts the door to the 36 down into turn number 1. Mark Emerson down low as well. Mayato, though, look at the big run up high. Can he hang on to it with those two working nose to tail? He's all by himself. Still fighting alongside the 77, trying to keep him pinched down low. That's the first change for the race lead as Eric Hutton goes to the point, and Keith Mayato drops to second now. Mark Emerson trying to take that spot away. The 77 of Hutton, though, out to the race lead. Emerson second, Mayato third, then Gemmell fourth, Ferris fifth, Nick Starling sixth, Josiah Vincent seventh, Tony Baird eighth, Eric Gallion ninth, and Timmy Emanuele still in that top 10 position and looking like he's battling it up with Brandon Vasquez, who's got a bit of right rear damage. And we have kept it green now for at least a lap, maybe 2 laps. So that's an improvement over the last couple of short stints here. Looking at AJ Stravato, who got kind of collected in that previous accident. Not really any significant damage on the 48, though. And he stayed out during the yellow flag. The driver who did not was Seth Hatchell, who ended up taking a wave around just a couple cautions ago. It has worked out for him here. Up to 22nd now, and with maybe enough fuel. But there is a... Oh, no, I spoke too soon. He gets tagged from behind. Stravato down in the grass here. Not sure what happened, but I think Jordan Brockle around as well, potentially. Let's go take a look. We had the camera on Seth, and that is the commentator's curse, if I have ever seen it. Ah, I see what happened here. Stravato trying to get through the field. Just a little bit of pushing the issue. He gets to the back bumper of Jordan Shepler, the 13 machine. Goes right to the bumper. And then looks low, tags him just a little. The 13 gets sideways into the 48. Shepler up into the wall there. And then we saw Seth Hatchell checking up. He got tagged from behind by, that was the 28 of Dennis Steele, catches him in the right rear, and around he goes. Nobody else makes any contact, but things go from bad to worse for Hatchell tonight, who had such high hopes for this race. Oh, and actually, is that, might have been another wreck. Thought I saw maybe another set of cars come through here. Brockle able to miss that. And now that's what I saw there, just Jordan Shepler getting away. But he took some big hits here. Let's look at this again. So not too bad the way he landed against the wall. Look at Robert Gilmore just absolutely flying through that wreck. Interesting technique. Barely lifted at all. Interesting, but able to survive it. Yes, let's see if there's anybody pitting. Keith Mayato just came down pit road along with teammate Ryan Gemmell. Safe Ferris pitted there. Eric Gallion, Dennis Faircloth, Justin Carey, Brandon Vasquez, Lane Sulfridge, Noah Michalski, Zach Smith, Stravato, Gilmore, Hatchell, Shepler, Joey Mines, Cody Adkins also on pit lane. Those cars, though, pretty well destroyed. And Eric Hutton is your leader here late in this race. And Hatchell8 in chat saying that Number 8 car has definitely had a target on his back tonight, and has kind of looked like that. He is the points leader coming in, and it has been a rough evening as Brett Sommer's blown engine is going to put an end to his race early, already 2 laps down, but this is going to be the nail in the coffin to end his efforts tonight. And right now, last car on the lead lap is Jordan Scheffler, getting some more damage repaired on that race car. Seth Hatchell had an extended stay. He will be 26th when we go green again. AJ Stravato, who he hasn't gotten much damage there. Being involved in the last couple of wrecks, that car still looks pretty good. Just kind of got through it with minimal impact, really. But he is back here in 24th. It looks like it's not going to be 4 in a row for the driver of the 48. But still plenty of time, and anything can happen. As the 84 Brockle looks like he may have a problem with that race car. The 41 of Michalski, or sorry, Ostrowski. That car well off the pace as well. He's going to drop to 31st and 7 laps down, but no nose or rear bumper on that race car. Along with Chris Samard, who has just kind of muscled this race out. He got into the end of the pit road barrier on lap 1, kind of avoiding an incident, and the car just kind of slipped out from underneath him, and he just ended up in the pit road barrels there, and he has just been running it out ever since. 30th position right now, though, and a lot of work to do here to keep that car running. Epidemic 838 cheering on the Simulator Anonymous boys. Right now, Robert Gilmore on the racetrack. He is currently 24th. Got to look at the rest of the drivers for those guys. Brandon Vasquez, 20th. Eric Gallion, a pretty strong run tonight, but he is a little bit farther back than he has run. 15th position. At the front, it is Eric Hutton and Mark Emerson showing the way now late in this race. It has changed up at the front. Good restart by Hutton and the 32 of Emerson, able to drop down in line. A lot of drivers have not pitted yet. The top 6 are on 24-lap-old tires. Everybody else on fresher rubber than that, so we'll see how that works out. They work down the back straightaway, the 77 with control of the race. And Mark Emerson trying to get up there for the first time tonight. Also, Nick Starling up to 3rd. A good run for him here. Josiah Vincent trying to fight for the 4th position with Timmy Emanuele. And then Tony Baird right there in 6th. Like I said, he is the last driver on the old tires. And Jeremiah Vincent, 13-lap old tires on that race car. As things fairly stable towards the back of the pack. Here comes Keith Mayato down to the inside of Nick Gardner. He's got brand new Goodyear Eagles on that car. And maybe they think it's going to go green to the end, and that would definitely be the move. They'll definitely get up there. And they'll have enough fuel to make it to the end. I'm not sure everybody else will. So that'll be almost 70 laps out here. And look at this side-by-side. Mark Emerson going to try and challenge for the race lead. He's going to do it the hard way on the outside. But Eric Hutton not going to let him get by that easily. But a big run towards the start-finish line. Who is it at the line? Oh, a little contact down into turn 1. Mark Emerson, though, your race leader. He's going to take the spot away out of turn number 2. And stretch it out a couple of car lengths down the backstretch. Look at this battle back here. Timmy Emanuele fighting with Tony Baird, and there's also Jeremiah Vincent Watch for that 36 car to sneak up in here. He's already 2 seconds behind your race leader, so he's got to move fast if he wants to get up and fight for the race lead. Running about the same lap times as Mark Emerson, but also making passes and working through traffic. So that is a good sign for the 36, and the 44 of Safe Fair is following him through. Look a little farther back, AJ Stravato in 15th. He's trying to get back up in the race here. Up to 14th now as he works past Lyle Sulfridge. Next car in line is going to be Alan Dice, who's had a pretty solid second half of the event here in 13th position. And Keith Mayato kind of boxed in now. He goes to the outside of Jeremiah Vincent, and then they are side by side in front of him, the 98 and the 39. This could very easily slow these drivers up as Jeremiah Vincent down low, trying to keep that car on the inside line. As Mayato try and make it 3 wide here, it would be very dangerous to do so. He's going to drop in front of Vincent and try and follow Timmy Emanuele on by, but that 39 car really slow, and oh, big checkup right there. Safe Fair is nearly around, and this is hurting the efforts of these guys to get back up towards the race lead. Mayato, though, recovering nicely. He's in 7th. You'll see he'll make a pass here, I think, pretty quickly over Timmy Emanuele. He'll go to the inside now. And as easy as that, he is alongside. And now Tony Baird also right there. Timmy Emanuele a little bit loose in that race car. Mayato trying to sneak past down low. Baird trying to keep him pinched down, but it's not going to be too hard for the 36 to get past. And now he moves back into 5th position, just 1.8 seconds behind. He's got to be careful not to burn his stuff up, though, as Safe Fares gives a big push there to Timmy Emanuele. And the 44 with a little bit of right front damage. And Jeremiah Vincent kind of unable to slow up behind Mayato. I think started all of that, but Safe Fares down to the inside of the 39, and now subsequently the 98 car. But Baird's still out in front of him, actually. Fair's looking for a way around. Going to get right to the quarter panel, and now he'll make the move down low. And Mayato slicing time off, that time by 0.3 faster than your race leader. 35 laps to go. Or 36, rather, for the 36. Can he get back up there and lead this race again? After leading the first 117 laps. He is tracking down the 4 of Josiah Vincent, another 2 or 3 tenths off the race lead that time by. It'll be just a few laps to get to the point here, and these on much older tires in front of him. And Keith going to look to the outside now. The 4 car of Josiah Vincent is going to let him have that spot as the 36 moves to 4th. And now Nick Starling, next car in line. And Mayato up to 3rd. He's under 1 second behind Mark Emerson. Eric Hutton right here in front of him as well. He has made quick work of this. Also, Safe Fair is up to 5th. He's also sliced through the field. Ryan Gemmell in 7th. So actually 6th and 7th, not 5th there. But look at this. AJ Stravato up to 8th. And he's going to try and pass the 39 of Emanuele on the high side. He will do so. Same tires as those cars in front of him. Seth Hatchell up to 17th. He's working to the inside of Alan Dice. Seth with fresher tires than the 57, but it's also he's got a bit more damage, so maybe an equalizer, but he's going to make the pass down the back straightaway here. And up at the front, Mark Emerson. Got to be checking that mirror. That 36 car, 6 tenths back and closing. That time across the line, Mayato about a tenth faster. And he made a couple of passes to get to the 2nd spot. Look at him riding that blue line. Let's go to the nose cam of Keith Mayato as he starts to track down your race leader. And this is where things start to get a bit more difficult. He's used his stuff up at the race, at the start-finish line. Here, it's another 10th off the race lead now, down to half a second. Things will start to equalize pretty quickly. And how fitting that it is these two. And yellow flag flies. The 9 of Jeremiah Vincent involved. And a few other drivers. Looks like Brandon Vasquez maybe. And the 33 of Eric Gallion, the Simulator Anonymous boys, with some problems in the late going here. Let's take a look at what brought out the yellow flag. All right, it started a little bit early. Let's go back a little farther here. Try and find the 16 of Nick Gardner. He's out in front of the 33, but he gets checked up behind the 98. Gallion goes to the inside. They're 3 wide. And he comes down a little bit into the 33 through the grass, back onto the racing surface. They're checking up. The 33 gets turned by his teammate, Brandon Vasquez. And look at the big pile up right here. Let's take another look at this. Look at that speed differential. Nowhere to go for Brandon. And then the 9 and the 2, man, big hits there. The 70 and Jordan Shepler, I think he just made it through that. Wow. My goodness, let's go back and take a look at this. Jordan Shepler with the wreck avoidance of the night. Let's take a look from this view. This is out the back. Oh my goodness, Eric Gallion so close. Jordan Shepler lives to race on. What a good job avoiding. And unfortunate for so many other drivers as they exit the pit road. Let's see who came down. It looks like everybody brings it down the pit lane. So Mark Emerson will be your race leader and Keith Mayato second. So Mayato not able to get back up to the point before the yellow flew, but he was getting there. It climbed from outside the top 10 and flew past the other drivers in the top 5, and it was only a matter of maybe a couple laps before he got to Mark Emerson, but just not enough time to do so. And now he's got rear end damage. A car blowing up. That might have been Chris Samard. I believe it was. Actually, it could have been Eric Gallion. Oh, nope. TJ Brendel with the blown engine. That's what we were hearing there. Samard still rolling. And a couple more laps to go before we take the green flag. Let's take a look at the race rundown. 7 cautions in tonight's event. After what was looking to be a very green race, it has kind of turned in this last stage where the majority of the cautions have happened. 2 lead changes here happening in stage number 3. Mayato led the first 117 laps and now rides in second behind Mark Emerson. Only the 3rd different leader of the race, who has led 15 laps to this point. Keith Mayato did win both of the first stages, or both of the first 2 stages, and is very strong so far, but this is a different challenge now. Going to be restarting second, and the 32 and 77 being teammates. You might have 2 drivers to deal with rather than just the one. You got Nick Starling up here in 4th. Great run for Nick, and a little bit of strategy paying off right there. He'll have a shot at this thing. Ryan Gemmell as well. Josiah Vincent, AJ Stravato. He's gotten 2 speeding penalties in this race, and he still finds himself up here in the top 10 with less than 30 to go. Dallas Sullivan, Timmy Emanuele, and Seth Hatchell. Hatchell showing is a very quick stop. I think that is just a little glitch on my screen, though. But he pitted with all these other guys, and he's back in the top 10. What a drive for Seth Hatchell with the damage and another incident being involved in. But who is going to win tonight's race? Cheer on your favorite drivers. Let us know who you think is going to take home the checkered flag tonight in the Illinois Trucking Association 250. Just a few more laps to go in this thing. And this will conclude the 6th race of the season. 30 or less than 30 laps remaining. A lot of drivers looking for their first win of the season here. Only 3 winners this year so far in the first 5 races. Green flag in the air, though. Good restart for Mayato on that high side. He actually timed it pretty well, but the 77 also a pretty good restart. So he's probably going to have free reign at that 2nd position as Mayato kind of all by himself up here in the high side. And then Nick Starling's also going to look to the inside. So 36 of Mayato getting shuffled back here on the restart the long way around. And he might have a good chance at holding off the 99 through 3 and 4. Got to be very careful as we've seen a lot of cars slipping and sliding up there that high groove, including the 77 of Hutton, who wiggles a little bit out of turn 4. And Mayato now really charging that high line. He's almost to the outside. 77 can't close the door. Here comes Mayato. 4th second, but yellow flag will fly again. And it is the 21 of Justin Carey, who has been through the ringer here tonight. And somehow still running. But let's take a look at what happened to Justin here to bring out another yellow flag. We see Justin Carey right here on your screen, that 21 machine, the 80 up high. He gets loose down there. Oh, and the 28 of Dennis Steele and the 98 of Tony Baird had already crashed. And he was going to avoid all that. And then he gets tagged by the 84 of Brockle. Oh my gosh, what a hit. What happened to the 98 of Baird, though? So he was up here behind, Safe Ferris and the 98 both get loose. Then he gets into Nick Gardner, who slams the outside wall. The 71 in the wall. And then, man, what a hit for Dennis Steele. He has the same thing happen to him that happened to Chris Samard, as all of these drivers slipping on that low lane. This is crazy. Those fresh tires, obviously a factor, but man, look at cars just going everywhere. And then the 21 of Justin Carey trying to navigate it all. He gets up to the back bumper of the 84, and the 84 doesn't know he's there, and then just turns left into him. And what a hit. That is not what you want to see out the front windshield. Definitely not very aerodynamic, but Mark Emerson able to lead those few laps there, and also Eric Hutton able to take 2nd away from Mayato, but that may not actually be a benefit here, as Mayato will have the inside on the restart. But under yellow flag once again. Has gotten crazy here in the last stage of the race. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, honey.
It's happening. The baby's coming.
Okay, I'm on the way.
Hey, buddy. You ready for the big game?
You're gonna be there, right, Dad?
Pal, you can count on me. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, honey, Josh's flight landed early. He'll be about 6:30. Can you make it?
Okay. I'm on my way.
We've got total gridlock out there this afternoon.
The average American spends over 40 hours a year, nearly 2 full days, stuck in traffic on our broken roads and bridges, while our lives move full speed ahead. It doesn't have to be this way.
Where is he?
Husband's on his way.
It's time for Washington to get America moving again by finally funding our country's infrastructure.
Where's Mom?
Tell Washington to fund America's infrastructure, because life won't wait.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every third Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
Welcome back to the racetrack now. About to go green once again. Lap 150 on the board. It'll be 20 laps remaining. And it is Mark Emerson out in front. Eric Hutton in second. Keith Maiato third. Nick Starling fourth. Ryan Gemmell fifth. AJ Stravato in sixth. Josiah Vincent seventh. Dallas Sullivan eighth. And Seth Hatchell ninth. Timmy Emanuele in the top 10 as well. If you're enjoying tonight's race, want to consider following or subscribing here on Twitch. You'll be eligible to earn some merch from the V-Speed store. You can also check us out on Twitter and follow over there. Make sure to follow on both platforms to be eligible for the giveaway. We're trying to reach these goals and closing in quickly. So we want to thank everybody who's come on board, including tonight, to help support us here and grow the channel. It's been awesome to see so many people join on and support us. And we've got some big things coming soon that you'll want to look forward to. As we are about to go green once again, it is Mark Emerson. Green flag in the air. Good restart for both the 36 and the 77. But Maiato maybe going to be in position to take second position back away as they dive into turn number one. Hutton up high. Not going to be able to do anything to fight back against that V-Speed Camaro down low. And Maiato going to hold the inside line. Here comes the 77, though. He's got a good run down the backstretch. And Nick Starling trailing these two as the 77 a little bit loose there in the center. You see him kind of chasing the back end. But Maiato, he's got the rear end damage. I think is starting to affect that race car. Be less than 20 to go. He's got the leader in his sights. Mark Emerson, Keith Maiato, these two, no strangers to one another as they race down the back straightaway. Emerson trying to hang on. He sees the 36 car closing in. They're on equal tires, so it's all about who's got the speed here tonight, who's got the car to beat. And right now, Maiato closing in. But look at this battle for third. Nick Starling, a great performance tonight after not a very clutch moment at the end of stage one. He really picked it up in stage two. And right now, he's fighting for a podium position with Eric Hutton. Both of those drivers winning 2 races last season. Here goes Maiato. He looks left, he looks right. And the 32 going to hang on to that spot. But Maiato about a half groove up from Emerson. Not going to be able to make the move work just yet, but that is going to slow down almost everyone, or slow both of them down to allow those cars behind them to start reeling them back in. My auto still trying to find a way around. This is so difficult with the arrow push. I think Mark Emerson has the advantage here. My auto has to drive that car so hard. He may not have a whole lot left to even make a pass if he can get alongside. But the 32 a little bit loose down low. My auto just cannot close the gap. That car looks like it's crab walking maybe a little bit. Now it looks a little bit funky from the front end. Not exactly sure what's going on right there. Did have the impact in the rear end of the race car, so could have completely changed the skew of that machine. But Ryan Gemmell now makes a move to the inside of Nick Starling. This is for 4th position. Starling has it. Gemmell wants it, and behind them it is AJ Stravato, Josiah Vincent, and Seth Hatchell. The 8 car in the 8th position. He has weathered the storm, survived the chaos. And back up here, challenging for a top 10, maybe even a top 5 before it's all said and done. Mark Emerson, though, stretching it out now about 4 car lengths over my auto. The driver of the 36. Got to be kicking himself here, wishing that yellow flag had not come out, but let's just ride on board here. As laps winding down, 15, less than 15 to go now. My auto just, you can see that car starting to push on exit, and Emerson with the clean air, just able to do whatever he wants. Keith able to keep it a little bit lower than Mark, which will help him in the long run here. But Eric Hutton not letting him get away. And then this battle behind him, Gemmell, good run into turn 1. That's going to probably be enough for the pass, but here comes Nick Starling, maybe going to pull a crossover. Nope, he will not. I think my auto might have brushed the wall right there. He lost a lot of momentum. He's going to let the 77 peek to the outside, which is not going to work for him just yet. My auto shuts the door out of turn 4, but Hutton all over his tail now in the 36 car, struggling here late in the run, or late in the race rather. He's had a car that's been so good on the long runs, and it's come down to a short run. But the pole sitter who's led so much of this race, seeing that 32 car get smaller and smaller, now almost half a second up the road. Mark Emerson won Las Vegas, another 1.5 mile racetrack. Just trying to look back at the schedule here. I think that may be the only other 1.5 miles we've been to. And so he's got something here for these 1.5 mile racetracks. Oh, we did go to Homestead. And that is where AJ Stravato won. But Mark Emerson coming up behind Justin Carey. He'll make short work of that machine. And he has stretched the lead out now 0.6 of a second, less than 10 laps to go. And the battle really is going to be on for second place. Eric Hutton trying to take it away. I think my auto burned the tires off of that in short order. Look at Ryan Gemmell closing in on this battle. Does he have something to get up there and challenge for second place? Maybe even find something for the race lead. That would be incredible if he could do that, but laps are running out, and these guys are not gaining at all right now. It is Mark Emerson over 3/4 of a second out in front, which has kind of been the status quo for whoever the race leader is. It's been so hard to make the pass and catch up to that race leader. Look at this battle still going on, though. 4-second position. It's my auto, Hutton, and Gemmell. Keith really struggling here. He's going to throw a block. Hutton goes all the way to the apron. And oh, he's going to turn the 36. And my auto around down the racetrack. He's going to hit AJ Stravato. And wow, that was interesting. I know we blocked him, but there was room there. I don't know what happened exactly. Let's go take a look. As they work down at turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Let's go to the overhead. Throws the block. 77's there. My auto's up in the third lane. 77 just drives right up into him. Keith noses into the outside wall. Not too hard of a hit, and then a bigger hit there with AJ Stravato getting hit in the right rear. That might have actually thrown the skew of that car off. He looks like he is crab walking a little, maybe. Yeah, he is crab walking for sure. Oh yeah, that car is not happy. But you got to feel for Mayato, who dominated this race for the first 2.5 stages and nearly got back to the race lead under a different pit strategy. And he's going to fall short here tonight. That car pretty well damaged. Mark Emerson stays out. The top, looks like about the top 14 going to stay on the racetrack. Stravato brings it in. Mayato and a handful of others. And I don't think they'll have time to get up there for a race win. So it's going to be among the drivers on older tires. And some drama late in this one. 2 nights in a row here on V-Speed. We've had very dramatic endings to the races. I think this will be kind of a natural green-white checkered. The question is, can Eric Hutton get up alongside the 32 at any point here? He's going to have to time the restart perfectly. Ryan Gemmell up here in podium position. Can he capitalize with a good restart as well? Or Nick Starling, can he do something? That 99 car get his first podium finish of the season. I think this would be his first top 5. I'm not totally sure. Let me take a look. He's got 2 top 10s, but no top 5s just yet. This would be his first. Ryan Gemmell comes in 3rd in points. This will be a good night for him. With Stravato and Hatchell both having issues. I think Gemmell may inherit the race lead after losing it last week at Bristol. But we'll have to see how things shake out. Currently 5 laps to go. We probably will get the 1 to go next time by, which will give us a 3-lap shootout at the very end. And we'll have to see how this all works out. It's going to be very interesting, to say the least. Don't know who I would pick to be the favorite. I don't think I want to, name any names for who I think has the car to win. I don't want to curse anybody with the commentator's curse. But we are working towards the start-finish line. This will be for the 1 to go most likely. We do want to thank our sponsors here tonight once again. Not sure what was going on there. It looks like the alert box was messed up for us. But this is going to be very interesting. It's going to be Mark Emerson, Eric Hutton, Ryan Gemmell, Nick Starling, Josiah Vincent, Seth Hatchell, Timmy Emanuele, Dallas Sullivan, Tony Baird, and Alan Dice, the top 10. A lot of drivers who we haven't seen in the top 10 finding their way up here late in the race. Big shakeup as Keith Mayato will be restarting. Where's Keith? 17th position. AJ Stravato with an extended stop there as well to get the rear axle aligned. He is going to be scored 21st at the moment, so going to be a hard night for the 48 machine, who had a pretty good night going, and then a couple penalties, a couple recoveries, to be fair. But it just went south right there at the very end, and Sometimes you can't avoid that, but Emerson, Hutton on the front row. Can Eric Hutton get the jump here? Get a good restart alongside the 32. That is probably going to determine who wins this race. If the 77 can stay alongside down into turn number 1. And the 32 spins the tires a little bit, but so does the 77. And Gemmell, not a fantastic restart. I think Hutton's going to be able to take second away. He shuts the door right in front of Ryan Gemmell. And that might just be enough for Mark Emerson, about 2 car lengths out in front. As we'll get the 2 to go next time by. There may still end up being another caution. So can't count our chickens just yet, but look at the 32 and the 77 now closing back in. He's driving the wheels off that Buffalo Trace Chevy Camaro. Ryan Gemmell right there behind him. It's 2 laps to go. Mark Emerson out in front and everybody tracking him down. Can the 32 hang on to the race lead here and win his second race of the season, the second in his rookie year here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series? No crashing or anything going on at the back of the pack. Looks clean and green so far. We're headed towards the white flag, and it's 2.5 car lengths in hand. The 77 a little bit tight on exit there. White flag in the air. We're finishing this race no matter what. A little blink for Emerson. And I don't think Hutton can get there. He's just too far back. 2.5 car lengths. And out of turn number 2. It is Mark Emerson streaking down the back straightaway through cars 2, 3 wide, farther back in the pack. But Mark Emerson through 3 and 4, he's going to take his second win of the season at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He wins the Illinois Trucking Association 250 in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Race number 6 goes to Mark Emerson, his second of the season, joining AJ Stravato as multi-time winners this year. What a run by Mark Emerson. Take advantage of Mayato with the different strategy. Able to hold him off for just long enough that something unfortunate happened to the 36. And Emerson, a good run all race long. Started on the front row. And quite clearly the second best car here, but definitely the best car at the very end when it mattered. The car totally clean, and he'll take that checkered flag home for the second time this season. Let's go quickly to another short commercial break, and we'll be right back with our post-race interviews. V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim. Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors. Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn 1. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Reach deep into yerba mate culture, and you'll discover people have long gathered to imbibe mate to awaken the mind, perform extraordinary feats, and exchange confidences. Brewed from the naturally caffeinated and nourishing leaves of the species of holly native to the South American Atlantic rainforest, yerba mate has the strength of coffee, the health benefits of tea, and the euphoria of chocolate, all in one beverage. Of the 6 commonly used stimulants in the world, coffee, tea, cola, cocoa, and guaraná, yerba mate triumphs as the most balanced and healthful while it stimulates. Come to life with Guayaquil's wide assortment of yerba mate offerings, from cans to bottles to loose leaf yerba mate, all with powers to unite and energize.
And back at the racetrack now, we're going to bring up our race winner, Mark Emerson. Mark Emerson, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy? Well, Mark, you started on the front row. You were up in the fight all race long and capitalized on a little different strategy there. You lead the last 43 laps of the race, and you hold them all off to the very end. How'd you get it done here tonight?
Was just going to get left by the leader, so you pretty much had to push as hard as you could to get around. Just had to send it, because if you didn't get in front, you were screwed. There was absolutely no way you could pass them. So
the dirty air really playing a big role here tonight?
Oh yeah, it was huge, especially up in the front where there was the leader has clean air. Anybody behind them, just as you saw, I'm sure on those first 2 stages, since they were so long, second place would just fall back a few seconds after about 20 laps, and it was just over from there.
Yeah, that even appeared to be that way towards the end. At points there, I think you were up to about 3/4 of a second out in front over even just 10 or 15 laps, and it would just continue to grow for the cars behind. But you win your second race of the year, another 1.5-mile track. You won at Las Vegas, and now you win here at Charlotte. Is there something about this style of racing, this aero package, that you take a liking to?
It's just mostly these kind of tracks that I can just be more consistent at. It's just more, I can be more smooth, consistent, quick, and not have to worry about, like a track like Dover or Richmond or any of those tracks where you have to be really precise. Here I can just kind of let loose, hang out, have fun.
Yeah, definitely had fun here tonight, taking home that victory after what turned out to be a bit of a caution fest in Stage 3. And we go to another short track next week at Richmond, and you just mentioned that track, but what are your thoughts on going out there? You think you can win your 3rd race of the year?
Maybe not win it, but I'm definitely going to be quick in there. Richmond's probably my absolute favorite short track to race at, so I'm expecting at least a top 5 out of that race for sure.
Yeah, we had a good battle going there in the off season, so I'll expect to see you run up front or towards the front. You definitely have the speed from what I could see. So 2 wins in the first 6 races of the year. Great start to the season, and further cementing yourself within the playoffs. You start second here, 43 laps led on the way to victory. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Everybody that made this possible, especially you for putting this show on for us. Without you, it'd probably be having boring after parties with these races, since we all go hang out and have fun. And Eric, do kind of apologize for pinching him so hard, but going for the win, gotta take it when I can. And everybody else on my team to talking to, especially when my Discord crapped out. Discord absolutely just died, so I was in the dark for a while there.
Awesome, Mark. Well, congrats on 2 wins this season. We'll see if you can do it again next week at Richmond.
Thank you.
All right, that is Mark Emerson. We're going to go to second place finisher now, Eric Hutton. Eric Hutton, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Eric, you got yourself in contention here late in the race. You started in 12th, and you worked your way into position. You had the lead there for 10 laps or so, and Mark took it from you and you couldn't get it back. Was there anything you could have done with any of those restarts or anything to maybe have solidified the win or had a shot at it in the closing laps?
No, I mean, you just couldn't pass. If whoever had the lead was stuck there. I mean, with clean air and clean air, you can just pull away from the field. It's pretty ridiculous. If you're in a pack, you can get a run on a guy, kind of. As soon as you hit that corner, you just can't make the turn. So I think, it was 3 leaders, and I think, the top 5 probably could have led laps. It's just, I don't know what else could have done. Not sure how he lost the lead to Mark there, but yeah, I mean, it's all about track position, and I guess, I don't know, happy with second.
Yeah, definitely a strong run. You're pretty well up there in the points now. You had kind of a rough opening to the season, but a few good races in a row. How does it feel to get that momentum going, now that we're getting closer to the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely had a rough start to the season, but, a couple better tracks, better runs for me, and working our way up the point standings.
All right, and we go to Richmond next week, so thoughts on that place?
Yeah, feeling pretty good about Richmond. Hopefully, we can actually pass a track like that, and it just kind of depends on the setup, the weather, but it should be a decent run. Hopefully, a top 5.
Awesome. I remember you definitely had the short track speed last season, so we'll see if that carries over to this year and you can capture your first win of the year. But runner-up is going to have to do for tonight. 10 laps led after starting in 12th. Anyone you want to give a shout-out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just appreciate everyone put on the league and Illinois Truck Association for a sponsor tonight, and just having a lot of fun. So keep it up.
Awesome, Eric. Well, congrats on runner-up, and we'll catch you next week.
I will see you. Thanks.
All right, that was Eric Hutton. Didn't seem too enthusiastic about the runner-up. I think he wishes he had a better shot at it there, and maybe the run-in with Keith, maybe not feeling so hot about that. But we'll have to talk to him a little bit later on that. Right now, we're bringing up third-place finisher Ryan Gemmell. Ryan, you got a copy?
Hey, Adam.
Well, Ryan, you were up there basically all race long. You were behind your teammate Keith Mayato for a good portion of it in the second spot, and top 3 for really, I think, almost the entirety of this race. And you fell out of it, with some strategy calls. You climb all the way back up to third, though. How was the car for you, and overall, how was your race?
Overall, I guess the race wasn't too bad. Car drives like a dump truck, though. This package is one of the worst I've ever driven. I mean, you can't make any moves past 2 laps, 3 laps into a run. And that whole second stage, I was behind Mark there, and, we'd get mixed up with some lap cars, and I'd fall back 6-7 tenths behind him, pull right back up to 4 tenths, and that's where I'd sit because you just can't do anything with the dirty air. So it sucks. Can't really make any moves, and if you're not out front, you're at a huge disadvantage. So wherever you are is where you're going to be, really.
Yeah, it seems to be the story that everyone is saying, and I know firsthand what you're going through with that. And we only had 3 leaders tonight, so clearly the case, the clean air king here tonight. But very solid run with some of the other drivers in the top of the standings having trouble. Hatchell, not getting any stage points, and AJ Stravato with a couple penalties put him back in the field. Were you hopeful that you could earn a lot of points and really get back up there on top of the standings tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think all in all did a good job of that. Second and third, I think, in most stages. So I feel bad for Seth and Keith, what happened to them, and Chris. And Safe, really, everybody kind of was involved in something at some point. So feel bad for the teammates. Hate to see them not do good, but I think this probably should put me back up on top, if not behind Mark. I'm not sure where he finished in the first stage, but all in all, I guess, solid finish. I'll take it. Get some practice in next week and move on to Richmond.
Yes, sir. Definitely a different style of racing over there in Richmond. I know you're not too big of a fan of that racetrack from what I remember, but has any recent experience changed that for you?
No, not really. If there's a list of least favorite tracks on the circuit, that's probably number 1. So got to get some practice in. Hopefully we can, be up in the top 5 and make something happen.
Yeah, we'll see how you can do here if you can follow up this podium finish. You've had a great start to the season, right up there in the fight for regular season championship. So definitely a solid, first 6 races here. But you finished 3rd tonight after starting in the 4th position. Didn't get to the front, but you were pretty close a few times, and a very strong race for you overall. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
A shout out to Illinois Trucking Association for coming on board, sponsoring the race. You for putting it on and doing the great job you do up in the booth. Everyone over at V-Speed, all my teammates, can't thank them enough week in and week out. They're the reason why I'm starting to pick up some speed here in the last couple of years, yourself included, Adam. So thanks to everyone that came out to watch, and on to next week.
Awesome, Ryan. Well, thanks for putting on a show for us, and another strong run for you here. We will catch you next week at Richmond.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, that was Ryan Gemmell, 3rd place finisher. And once again, your race winner, Mark Emerson, the number 32 machine. He captures his 2nd of the season. Now let's go take a look at the rest of our results to see where your favorite drivers came home in Charlotte tonight. 9 cautions, just 2 lead changes, so very tough to make those passes at the front of the field. Mark Emerson, though, makes the pass when he needs to and leads the rest of the way. The 32 car takes the victory. Eric Hutton finishes runner-up. Ryan Gemmell finishes in 3rd. Nick Starling, a very good, solid top 5, his 1st of the season. He finishes in 4th. And Josiah Vincent, a nice strong run. He finishes in the 5th position. Finishing in 6th was Seth Hatchell. A heck of a recovery for the driver who was outside the top 30 in the field for a good portion of this race. Timmy Emanuele, very good night for him. He finishes 7th. Tony Baird finishes in 8th. Dallas Sullivan finishes in the 9th position. And rounding out the top 10 with a very strong performance, Zach Smith. Did not expect to see him up in the top 10 after the way his race had started. In 11th, it was Dennis Faircloth. Also a very good job. He was outside the top 25 for a majority of this race. Jeremiah Vincent, 12th. Keith Mayato, who dominated, finishes in 13th, but wins both stages. It's a good points night nonetheless. Jordan Shepler finishes 14th. Safe Ferris also had some strong stages. He finishes 15th tonight. AJ Stravato can't recover in the very end. 2 speeding penalties, and he'll end up 16th with the damage to the rear axle from that last incident. Lyle Solfridge finishes in 17th. Alan Dice 18th. 19th was Noah Michalski. And rounding out the top 20, Jordan Brockle. Nick Gardner finishes 21st. Justin Carey finishes in 22nd. 23rd was Lane Solfridge. And I always get them confused. The numbers are so similar. They got the same first initial. Robert Gilmore finishes 24th. Dennis Steele 25th. Kyle Payne 26th. Nathaniel Ostrowski finishes 27th. Chris Samard 28th. 29th was Eric Gallion. And rounding out the top 30 was Brandon Vasquez. In 31st, Joey Mines. 32nd, Brett Sommers. 33rd, Cody Adkins. 34th, Dylan Teal. 35th, TJ Brendel. 36th, Kevin Cornelius. And rounding out the field tonight, 37th, Nick Alves, the number 24 machine. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We will be back next Wednesday with the Virtual Racing League. Won't want to miss that racing action. It's going to be Talladega next week. Should be an exciting one. And then right back here with the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series on Thursday at Richmond. So some big super speedway and then some short track. A nice little variety there. Check us out on all these different social media outlets. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, also consider following and subscribing right here on Twitch. You can find us at vspeedsim.com for all of your iRacing needs and different services. We offer broadcasting, 3D and 2D design, 3D printing, custom merchandise, and much more. Check us out over there, vspeedsim.com. And we are going to jump in with Mr. Michael Cozy Jr., aka Windvow 8820. So go enjoy his content. Say hello. Say VSpeed sent you over there. And have a great rest of your week and weekend. And we'll catch you next Wednesday.